Page 60, on an Irish green. So 4/4 time, no sharps or flats. So it's either C major or A minor, because sometimes it could be in a minor. Remember, for every major key, there's a minor key with the same key signature. No sharps or flats, C major or A minor. Those are the two choices. And we have to look at the piece deeper to figure out which it is. I typically go to the last measure of the piece, and what's that? It's here. That's an A minor chord. I'm guessing this is probably an A minor. A lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, a piece will end on its main chord, whatever key it's in. It may or may not start on the chord, so you got to watch out if you're looking at the beginning to see what it starts at. You might be tricked on that. Careful. Talk about the right hand first. Eighth notes, 1 and 2 and, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here you got to move the thumb down for the third measure because you're here and now you're coming here. And then go ahead and move the hand down. We just moved down one key, and this is how we did it. We do it that way sometimes. It works out. Then when you go to finish the first line, you're here, and then when you go to the second, you're back up here. Just scrunch up a little bit, put the hand here, the thumb, just bring that thumb in, and you're back up here. Then at the end of the second line, you get a bass clef. So now you are, it says RH over, right hand over. Well, you could figure that out without, you don't need the instructions for that. It's down here, it's a C and a G. 2/5 is fine. See, we typically wouldn't use the thumb here because the thumb's a shorter finger and you have to reach further. So 2/5 here. And for the next several measures, that's what it is for right hand. You're stuck down here. Isn't that nice? Then in the fourth line down, third measure, your treble clef back where you're back up here. That's the right hand. Left hand, you're starting out with the A and the C here. And then on the third measure, you got to come down one here. And then beginning of the second line, you got to go back up. So you're moving around a little bit. And in that second line, in the second measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's the same rhythm you've got in the right hand, so that'll help a little. Then in the last measure of that line, you got to come down here. Melody here. And in the fourth line down, second measure you hear, and then you have to come back up here where you were, and you play it like you did before. So get it worked out with each hand. Make sure you understand what each hand is doing and when it's moving and where it's moving and all that. Then try putting the hands together. And we have here. Now in the second line, the last two measures, you're ending up here. Both hands are moving here and here. That's not easy to do, and I'm a little concerned they even put a move like that in a book one, a level 1 book. We better talk about it. When moving both hands, there's no rest, no nothing. You just have to move it. Just here, just lift up and move. The right hand is going over the left, so get the left hand where it needs to go and let the right hand just continue down. So you're here and you want to go here, here to here. Practice that. Just practice that move in both hands because you can't hesitate. The beat goes on, so you got to be there. So that's, you're going to cut the half note a little bit short, maybe an eighth note short. An eighth rest or something, just a little bit of time to get down here because that note is on the beat. That's got to be right there on the beat. So those two measures, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. So, I have always had a problem when I go to cross my hands as I get confused to which hand is doing what. And I start doing the right hand stuff in the left hand because it's a mental thing. I have to fight that. So when I'm in this kind of a situation, I have to think, oh, who's doing what? And the right hand is just holding the notes down. So the left hand, I can focus on that. That's the melody anyway. And then in the fourth line, it's the reverse part. You just come back up. So you're here. You may have to practice that here. Try and get both hands up there because the beat goes on. There's no hesitation here. Now look out when you get to the extremes of the keyboard, the high or low side, either one. Here, when you have to cross over, you're clear down here. Don't lean. Don't lean your torso in that direction because that throws you off balance. That makes it more difficult to control what's going on. You stay upright as best you can and you twist your torso. When you go to the extremes of the keyboard, don't lean. So here, you're down here, just twist the torso as best you can. Don't reach over there. Oh, bad idea. This is a challenging piece with that hand move. The kind of moves, this is the time when you have to look at the keyboard, because I encourage you to try and play these pieces without looking at the keyboard as much as possible. Well, here, this kind of thing, you've got to look at the keyboard for these moves. Get that worked out so you can go real slow if speed isn't important right now. You're just working on notes and rhythms and fingering. And then we can add in the articulation. You have these, lift up between each of these slurs that's here. So, in the second line, second measure, you're here, lift up, and here the left hand gets it too. I have a little problem with the slurs here in the last two notes in the second measure going on. I disagree with that. I think that should be all connected. So I think it should be connected. It's my opinion. I don't like separating these. And you got accents on those notes. Then you're coming down here. Follow the slurs in the left hand. And then in the fourth line, you're coming back up. On these accents in the left hand, right hand here, I got a real problem with those. In my opinion, those are inappropriate because that encourages you to play these loud. I mean, they're giving you accents on all these whole notes, regardless of where they're at. I would like to hear the melody, and if you accent, it's going to overpower. So be careful on these accents. Don't get carried away. In my opinion, you can leave the accent out. Just play the notes. Same here. I don't know that you need to accent that. Well, I want to hear the melody. I guess that one reason they may do it is because it's sort of pretending to be bagpipes and they want that sound to be there. So you can't play it gently or smoothly. It's got to be there. It has to be intrusive a little bit. And in that sense, do it, but don't overpower the melody on this. At the bottom, last line, we're here. Lift up. And again, I think this should be connected. All of that together, rather. I disagree with that. Then you can add the dynamics. The dynamics apply to the melody, but accenting these, careful with that. Loud. What is loud to you? And then the second line, third measure, or going into the third measure. Apparently what they're looking for is to, I would not get very loud. I'd come down to maybe a medium loud and go back up to very loud, or to loud. Because as you've been allowed all along, but you're going to crescendo. So come down so you got room to crescendo. And then now you're medium soft down here. That's the left hand now. It's got my. And the next line, yeah, the fourth line, when you come back up, you're loud again like at the beginning. That's sort of the dynamics. You get an idea. As far as speed, they say sharp and rhythmic. That has nothing to do with speed. It's up to you on how fast you go, but the beat has to go on and you have to play it accurately. And with these hand moves, that may hold you back a little bit, and that's okay. It's not a race. You might. That's fine. You can go slower than that if you want to. Whatever speed you choose, it's got to be controlled and even. Don't get carried away. And that's over time. You'll speed it up over time, or however fast you want to go. I would like to do a play with me slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I won't do the dynamics. You can do the dynamics and all that on your own. We're just checking to make sure you have the right notes and rhythms. So I'll give us 4 counts. So let's play this together. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and